morning, guys. This is Jonathan with One Big Impact, and today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to fix the wobble on a ceiling fan. So the first thing, kind of hard to see me there, the first thing that we're going to cover is if you buy one of these little kits that have like this clip and they have some weights attached to them. Unfortunately, this is the only piece I could find because I don't know where the hell the other shit went. Which is pretty normal. If you can see below you, there's a huge disaster zone. Cool, we're up here. We're safe. We're safe from all the shit. So basically, how these work is they work in a lot of different stages. If you because you're probably not going to know where the wobble is. So in theory, the best way to do these guys is to go to either the high point or low point, and you actually clip this on your fan blade like so. If you can see that right there, it's just like a little wedge that clips on there. Run your fan on the high speed, or basically whatever speed it's getting the most wobble, which inevitably is usually the highest speed. So if you see any improvement as it goes around, any improvement at all, what you're going to do is, and you're going to have to do this fan by, or blade by blade by blade. If you see any improvement on this one, move it in a little bit. Do you see more improvement or less improvement? If you see more improvement, maybe go a little bit further and see if you see anything that way. Now, if you do, and if and when you do see the most improvement on that blade, then wherever that point is, that weight is, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get that weight with the sticky side, make sure your fan blade's clean, or else it's not going to stick and it's going to fly off and smack you in the eye. It's just Murphy's Law. That's what's going to happen. Put your weight there and you should be okay. So I did it yesterday. I went to a customer's house and it ended up not being the blades at all. I tried a couple different tricks. It ended up taking me over an hour to figure out what the problem was. The problem ended up being whoever installed the fan didn't know what the hell they were doing and completely installed it the wrong way. So I had to take it pretty much apart, bare bones, re-put everything back together correctly, and it ended up being fine. But the basic thing is start on the outside, bam, 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 all the way around. If you don't see anything, then the middle, all the way around, then the end, all the way around. Chances are, if you're not seeing any improvement out here, you're probably not going to see much of an improvement in there. But hey, it's worth a shot. The next, and my favorite, my personal favorite way to find out exactly what's going on with your fan blades and why you're getting a wobble is actually to, now I don't have my tape measure in here, but it's going to be the same concept. You get a ruler. And I have pretty low ceilings here, so they're going to sit right on the ceiling. So go to the high point of your blade, right here. Go to the high point of your blade and actually measure down from the ceiling. So on this one, I have 6.5 inches. The next one I'm going to check, I got about 6 1/4. This one, 6 1/4, roughly. This one, 6 1/4. 6.5. So mine I'm not really too concerned with because they do wobble. I'm going to get new blades or new ceiling fans soon, and I kind of have not the best setup to where I can mount this because of my ceiling. So mine has a lot to do with that. Not too much to do with the blades. Although I did go through and actually fix the wobble on my other fan. Just to make sure, you know, it wasn't the mounting bracket and stuff like that on that one. And actually what it ended up being, and the reason I'm measuring this is because when you go around and say you have one at 6 inches and then the rest are at 7.5, clearly you've got a problem. The 6-inch one's going to be your problem. What's nice about these older fans and some style fans now is if they have this arm bracket here, where you can, this brass piece here, you can actually bend slightly. Now do yourself a favor, be careful, don't snap off your blade because you'll end up going to get new blades or new brackets or whatever. And first and foremost, before any of that happens, what you're going to do is you're going to go through your fan and actually check all the screws, check all the fan blade screws and everything. Make sure everything's real nice and tight, because that could be your problem. It's something, you know, after going for 5-10 years or whatever, it could eventually loosen up. So first check your screws, go all the way through. Then my personal favorite would be measure the distance to the fan blade, from the fan blade to the ceiling. Now it's going to be kind of hard when you have vaulted ceilings. That's going to be when this guy comes in, because it's going to be much more difficult to measure the distance. Although, if you have a pretty accurate tape measure, you can measure the distance from the top point or the low point to the ground. So if it's closer, if that's a possibility, if this weight thing's not working for you. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Also, make sure right up top where it mounts, the stem is actually, that pivoting ball is nice and tight. That ended up being what the problem was. We couldn't get it tight enough. I couldn't get it tight enough with the screwdriver, so I ended up using a drill, and the drill actually is what ended up getting it enough torque to keep that pole inside that pivot ball actually tight enough to make it not wobble. So it's definitely a possibility. Do the measuring thing, and if you guys, and you could pick these little kits up for like $3 or $4, whether it's your local home improvement store. Wally World's got them. I've even heard a trick. This is just to throw it out there. If you want to try each one, clean your fan blades real good, get a piece of Scotch tape, and grab a penny. So tape a penny to the end of it, and just switch it all the way around. And usually, just the weight of a penny or a couple pennies is actually going to make a difference. So that's kind of a quick tip. You know, if you can't afford $2-3, because I know I'm poor, I can't really, afford that. So again, if you guys liked our videos, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that you're getting something out of these videos. If you are, or if you're not, please feel free to let me know what you want to learn how to do, because I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I can do a lot of different stuff. If you want to know how to wire a ceiling fan, if you want to know how to fix a leak on your toilet, or whatever it is, just please feel free to ask me. Again, guys, this is Jonathan with One Big Impact, and you guys have a beautiful day. Thanks.